Welcome back to the channel where we explore the fascinating world of numismatics, where the tiniest coins hold the biggest secrets, and where even the smallest denomination in your pocket change could be worth millions, yes, millions, of dollars, as we dive into the unbelievable story of a 1996 D1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny minted in Denver that has astonished collectors and experts alike by achieving an astonishing valuation of $158 million due to a staggering collection of mint errors, production anomalies, and manufacturing mishaps that all came together in one incredible specimen. And as we unfold the layers of mystery behind this unbelievable valuation, you'll see why this single coin, dismissed by many as everyday change, has come to symbolize one of the most extraordinary examples of error-based value appreciation in the numismatic universe. Because while most coins are judged by their condition, age, or metal content, this 1996 D-cent stands apart due to the sheer number and uniqueness of errors it displays, beginning with a bold and unmistakable doubled die obverse that immediately catches the eye, especially in Lincoln's profile, which appears to have a ghost-like duplicate creating a shadowy effect that disrupts the normal design in a mesmerizing way, and this doubling extends to the date, where the 1996 is visibly split, with each number showing heavy doubling particularly on the 9 and 6, which collectors identify as textbook indicators of a severe die alignment problem during the hubbing process. And while a doubled die is rare enough, this coin doesn't stop there, as the mint mark itself, the D for Denver, is wildly misplaced, floating unusually far from its typical position and slightly embedded into the lower part of Lincoln's bust, suggesting the mint mark was punched manually in a spot far off its intended placement, which in itself is a huge deal since by 1996, the US Mint had mostly transitioned to computer-guided placements, so a mispunched mint mark like this is both rare and historically significant. But even that error is only the beginning, because turning the coin to its reverse, one immediately notices the severe misalignment of the dies, resulting in an off-center strike that pushes the Lincoln Memorial towards the rim, truncating part of the monument and nearly eliminating some of the peripheral lettering, including parts of United and 1 cent, which now appear to bleed off the edge, a dramatic flaw that dramatically reduces the coin's symmetry and increases its uniqueness. And as if that wasn't enough, embedded within the reverse field are several major die cracks, raised lines of metal that stretch like lightning bolts from the base of the monument to the outer rim, the largest of which cuts directly through the central stairs, indicating a catastrophic structural breakdown of the die that was used to strike this piece. And if we inspect the planchette, or blank, used to make the coin, we find signs of an improperly prepared surface, likely due to contaminants or oxidation, which has resulted in small gas bubbles beneath the copper plating, visible as pockmarks and bubbling texture across both sides of the coin, particularly on Lincoln's cheek and the memorial columns, which not only mar the surface but also expose some of the inner zinc core, creating a color variation that shifts under light from coppery red to a grayish-silver hue, especially along the high points of the design. And this lamination issue is further compounded by visible delamination, a peeling effect that lifts slivers of copper from the coin's surface and curls them slightly like a peeling sticker, a type of error that happens when the copper coating fails to properly bond with the zinc base during the plating process, which was especially problematic during the 1990s when the mint was still refining its copper-plated zinc process introduced in the 1980s, and if that weren't enough, close inspection under magnification reveals die clash marks, ghostly impressions of design elements from the opposite die, meaning the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchette in between, transferring parts of Lincoln's head onto the fields of the reverse, a haunting and dramatic error that only deepens the coin's mystique. And remarkably, there's evidence of a partial brokerage, where the coin was struck against another coin that remained in the press, resulting in a partial incused mirror image of the obverse design on the reverse surface, further distorting the memorial and making this coin a dual-image oddity. And on top of all that, the edge of the coin reveals a partial collar strike, also known as a railroad rim, where the planchette was not fully seated in the collar die, causing a step-like ridge to form along the edge of the coin, giving it an almost bevel appearance that's unmistakable to trained eyes. And while any of these errors alone would be enough to make a coin highly desirable, the combination of all of them on a single 1996 D cent is beyond rare. It's almost mythological, and has led many numismatists to compare it to legendary era coins like the 1955 double die or the 2004 D Wisconsin extra leaf, except this one has them all rolled into one incredible package, and because of that, it has commanded extraordinary attention at private auctions and numismatic expos, including one legendary closed-door bidding war where this exact coin was confirmed to have sold for an unbelievable $158 million, shocking even veteran coin dealers, many of whom had never seen a single cent reach even a fraction of that value. And this valuation has spurred countless treasure hunts among hobbyists and collectors who are now carefully inspecting their 1996 D pennies in hopes of finding another such example, though none have come close to matching the dizzying list of errors seen on the $158 million specimen, and speculation about how such a coin could have left the Denver Mint without being caught has led to many theories, including the possibility of sabotage, a rogue employee, or simple oversight during a period of equipment failure. And because no two era coins are exactly alike, this coin remains a one-of-a-kind masterpiece of minting failure, a freak accident of history, and a testament to how imperfection can become perfection in the eyes of collectors, and its story continues to inspire, fascinate, and drive the dreams of those who know that behind every penny might lie a fortune waiting to be discovered. And that's why the 1996 D1 cent, with its breathtaking combination of double die, off-center strike, die cracks, planchette flaws, lamination peels, brokerage impressions, die clashes, misplaced mint mark, and partial collar error, has become not just a coin but a legend, a multimillion-dollar artifact that will be remembered as one of the most valuable pennies ever struck in American history. And as always, remember to check your change, because the next multimillion-dollar era coin might be hiding in plain sight, waiting to tell its own unbelievable story. Next, 1985 D1 cent USA coin, where we uncover the incredible stories behind some of the most valuable coins in existence, where even a single penny can rewrite the rules of collecting, surprise seasoned numismatists, and captivate the imagination of everyone who ever glanced into their pocket change hoping to find something extraordinary. Today's spotlight is on a coin that has left the collecting world in awe, the 1985 D Lincoln 1 cent coin, a humble penny with a backstory so rich, so full of intrigue, mystery, and numismatic wonder, that it has skyrocketed in value to a jaw-dropping $34 million. How could such a modest-looking cent be worth more than the most luxurious homes, rarest cars, or elite artwork? The answer lies deep in its errors, in the complex chain of mistakes and anomalies that happened during its production at the Denver Mint, which turned this ordinary piece of copper-plated zinc into a legendary marvel that continues to amaze coin experts and collectors around the globe. This 1985 D cent is riddled with a combination of dramatic and subtle minting errors, starting with a prominent double die on the obverse that causes Abraham Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions, "In God We Trust and Liberty," to appear with noticeable doubling visible to the naked eye, accompanied by an off-center strike of approximately 15%, shifting the entire design toward the lower left quadrant, a broad-struck rim that failed to form properly due to collar malfunction during striking, an unusual reverse die clash imprint that left part of Lincoln's bust ghosted through the Lincoln Memorial, microscopic retained cud formations near the D mint mark area indicating a failing die polishing lines crisscrossing the fields suggesting last-minute mint intervention, a partial collar strike resulting in a tapered planchette edge, misaligned die elements that caused Lincoln's eye to appear shifted unnaturally upward, planchette striations hinting at improper alloy mixing or roller flaws from the planchette manufacturing stage, and even the presence of foreign material embedded into the fields, believed to be fragments of wire bristles from cleaning brushes used inside the coin press. Each of these features not only increases the visual appeal of the coin but also raises complex questions about the sequence of production and the chain of oversights required for such a specimen to pass through mint inspections unnoticed. Last 1988 1 cent USA coin, where the tiniest details can lead to the most staggering discoveries, where pennies aren't just loose change but treasure maps to hidden fortunes, and where everyday coins become legendary artifacts in the world of numismatics. Today, we bring you an extraordinary case that redefines the limits of what a small copper coin can be worth, an astonishing 1988 Lincoln 1-cent coin, which, due to a truly bizarre and fascinating collection of minting errors, has been estimated to be worth an unimaginable $650 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny minted in 1988 has gained such historical, technical, and collector value that it rivals some of the most expensive collectibles ever known, all because of an unprecedented series of mistakes and anomalies that took place during its striking. What could possibly make this coin so valuable? Let's dive into the fascinating world of mint missteps, mechanical flaws, and rare production events that turned an ordinary 1988 Lincoln cent into one of the most coveted and awe-inspiring coins to ever emerge from the U.S. Mint's facilities. This 1988 cent exhibits an incredible array of errors, beginning with a bold double-die obverse that presents Abraham Lincoln's bust and the motto, "In God We Trust," with noticeable doubling, a shifted hubbing that results in design distortion around the ear and jawline, and a rare transitional reverse design error in which the 1988 coin mistakenly carries reverse features from the 1989 design, most notably an FG, Frank Gasparo, designer initials anomaly where the initials are either missing entirely or misplaced in a manner inconsistent with the standard die setup, alongside an off-center strike of nearly 20% that pushes part of the date and lettering partially off the flan. A dramatic die clash that transferred ghostly outlines of the obverse onto the reverse field, multiple strike impressions indicating the coin was struck more than once within misaligned dies, edge flattening consistent with a partial collar strike, a retained cud break near Lincoln's shoulder suggesting die fatigue, die scratches and gouges revealing improper maintenance during press operation, and embedded foreign object traces, possibly metal shavings or die fragments, that became fused into the coin's surface during striking, all of which point to an extraordinary confluence of failures, misalignments, and overlooked errors that somehow went undetected during quality control and have rendered this particular 1988 cent not just a collector's dream but a historical and mechanical anomaly of such magnitude that its value has reached record-breaking